Welcome to Intrinsic Light, a quiet corner where we gather to let our internal glow illuminate the paths of our subconscious. I am so glad you've tuned in today. Take a moment to settle into your space, let the world outside fade for a bit, and let's breathe in some good vibes and positive energy. This is a collective reading, which means it carries a broad spectrum of magic. Simply take what resonates with you and let the rest drift away like petals on a breeze. Today, I want you to focus on one dream you are holding in your heart, that one vision you are looking forward to with a mixture of hope and wonder. To set our direction, we start with a powerful force, pressure. In the language of the soul, pressure isn't just about weight or stress. It is the intense ignition required to move your soul. Think of it as the regulatory system of chemistry and spirit that stirs your internal fire. The heavy air that reminds you that you are alive and capable of initiating great social and personal movements. This pressure is actually a gift of fire, intended to warm your heart and push you from a state of quiet stasis into a state of incendiary transformation. It is the catalyst that forces the seed to crack and the dream to finally reach for the light. As we look into the landscape of this dream, you might be asking, is it actually close to me? The answer appears as the moon. Picture a witch moving up and out of dark water, her gaze fixed toward a distant, looming mountain while she channels the moon's silvery, lunar glow. Two crawfish float in the water on each side of her, and wild animals frame her path, representing the freedom of primal instinct. This tells us that your dream is currently in a state of emergence. It is transitioning from the sticky, fearful unknown of the subconscious into the material world. It is close, but it is still shaded in the subtle, psychic nature of sleep and prophecy. You are currently navigating the gray curtains where shadow becomes light and greater understanding is just beginning to surface. However, in every journey, we encounter something that prevents the full realization of our vision. In this spread, that obstacle is the Eight of Wands. Imagine 8 wands electrifying the night sky as they are launched, creating a frantic hum of magical intentions in motion. The problem here isn't a lack of action. It's that there is too much electricity in the air. You may feel a chaotic urge to control the action in flight, but the secret to success here lies in releasing attachment to the outcome. When intentions are moving this fast, any attempt to guess how the universe will deliver results actually creates a lack of alignment. The obstacle is your own weight of expectation. If you ask for a Honeycrisp apple and the universe prepares a blood orange, you must trust that the blood orange is exactly what is needed. To bring this dream closer, you are being asked to embody the energy of the Knight of Wands. This is an endorphin rush, an explosive personality that uses the ignition of passion to light the way. Picture a knight whose energy is matched by a steed with ember eyes that glow like fiery coals, streaking like a comet across a velvet sky. To move forward, you need to gather your charisma and be willing to move quickly, perhaps even surprising yourself with your own boldness. This is about the combustion of fire, taking the lead, and pursuing what satisfies your hungry soul without running out of steam. It is a time for romantic messages, passionate sentiments, and a refusal to wait for perfect timing. As you look toward the near future, progress is marked by the lovers. You are stepping into an orchard where the air is wet and warm, heavy with the scent of glossy fruit while dusty bees drip pollen between flowers. This is the most potent force in the universe, love's consummation leading to immediate manifestation, much like creeping vines and morning glory tendrils entwining together. In the coming days, your souls and your goals will become fluid and free, no longer weighted by the limits of the physical body. It is a card of choice and vulnerability, signaling that your dream will move forward through a passionate relationship with your path or a dedicated devotion to your life force. To attract the positive energy necessary for this bloom, you must look to the Empress. Imagine waking to a golden morning light and finding a pot of tea, toast, and raspberry jam waiting for you. You walk out into a rippling wheat field where a woman in a cherry red gown protects a round baby bump beneath the folds of her dress. She wears a crown of 12 dazzling stars, marking her harmony with the cycles of the heavens. To bring positivity into your sphere, you must nurture what spouts in your mind's eye and give form to the creative impulse. This is about abundance and expansion. It is the invitation to be the archetypal mother to your own ideas, allowing them to grow in the sacred space of gratitude and compassion. The advice from the cards on how to actually achieve this dream comes from the Queen of Swords. She is a master of articulation and thought, the wind that blows pollen to seed and stirs the soupy air to bring rain. Picture her in a billowing blue gown with a teardrop sapphire resting between her throat and heart chakras, marking her ability to express the true nature of the heart through the mind. Her crown is crafted with butterfly wings, symbolizing the unfolding mind. Her advice is simple. Speak your mind with clarity and control. Do not second-guess yourself. Use your bright cleverness and mature emotional intelligence to navigate the situation. And remember that when a message is sent well, it is well received. Finally, we look at the result. Will the dream be realized? We find the Nine of Swords. At first, this might feel like a strange answer, as it depicts a witch waking from a nightmare while bees swarm from a knotted tree, representing the buzzing of dark thoughts. It reflects a point where doubts and insecurities feel unbearable. But the secret of this card is that thoughts themselves have no power if you don't identify with them. The realization of your dream comes when you fight for your own mental health and refuse to let the nightmare bleed into your waking life. It is a card of release. By cultivating rest and peace of mind, you find the release you've been looking for. The dream is realized not through struggle, but by calming the hive of wasps in the head and seeing thoughts for exactly what they are, just thoughts. Looking at this whole spread, there is a powerful thread of transformation through release. You are moving from the murky, instinctive waters of the moon toward a future filled with the sensory delight of the lovers and the abundance of the Empress. The journey requires the fiery initiative of the knight but warns against the frantic speed of the Eight of Wands that forgets to trust the process. Symbols here serve as anchors for your intuition. Don't look for purely rational explanations, but let these images speak to you freely. The presence of the Queen of Swords suggests that your inner voice and your ability to articulate your needs are your strongest tools. In conclusion, your dream is not a figment of your imagination. It is a magical seed being cultivated with the light of your intention and quenched with the thrust of your emotion. While the Nine of Swords suggests there may be a moment of mental anguish or doubt, remember that nature conspires for your success. Like a spider continuing to weave its silken web season after season, you are here to unleash the specialness of who you are. My wish for you is that you find the courage to step out of the shadows of the moon and into the golden morning of the Empress. May your path be swift like the knight's steed, and may your heart remain as open and fertile as the witch's garden. Trust the pressure, trust the fire, and trust the quiet wisdom of your own soul. Go forth with an open heart and let your internal glow guide you home. Dream bright and come back to intrinsic light.